Our solar system is a fascinating place, full of planets, moons, asteroids, and many other cool objects to study. When learning about our solar system, often the planets are the first things we learn about. Planets are spherical bodies that orbit the Sun. The solar system has 8 planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. But what about Pluto? Prior to 2005, science students were taught that there were 9 planets in our solar system. Pluto was discovered in 1930 and is half the size of Mercury, which is the smallest planet in our solar system now. Pluto was believed to be the largest object orbiting at this far distance from the Sun. For 75 years, Pluto enjoyed its status as the 9th planet, though it was by far the smallest. Its size was not the only thing that made Pluto stand out among the group. Like other planets, Pluto has several moons orbiting it. One of Pluto's moons, Charon, is more than half the diameter of Pluto. As far as moons go, that's huge. Because Charon is a relatively large moon, it has an interesting effect on Pluto's orbit. As this video shows, Pluto and Charon seem to orbit around each other. No other moon has this effect on their planet. Pluto's orbit around the Sun is also different than the planets in the solar system. The planets in our solar system generally have a circular path around the Sun that is in a fairly flat plane. Pluto's orbit is at a relatively large incline compared to planetary orbits. It also follows an elliptical path instead of a circular one. The eccentricity of the ellipse is so extreme that for part of its path, Pluto is closer to the Sun than Neptune is. These facts about Pluto are not new. So what happened in 2005 that made astrophysicists and astronomers change their minds about our 9th planet? It was the discovery of this object that caused Pluto's status as a planet to come into question. This is Eris. Eris not only has an orbit larger than Pluto, but it is also larger in size. Around the time of the discovery of Eris, several other large orbiting objects were found at this far distance in the solar system, in the area called the Kuiper Belt. The discovery of these orbiting bodies forced scientists to decide what qualities made a planet a true planet. These new bodies were generally spherical and were orbiting the Sun. Astronomers estimate that there are approximately 70,000 bodies with the same composition as Pluto in the Kuiper Belt. At a General Assembly of the International Astronomical Union in 2006, scientists voted to change the definition of a planet to include the stipulation that a true planet must own its orbit or have cleared any objects from its orbit. This means that to be a true planet, an object must be able to consume objects in their orbit or fling them off into space because their gravity is dominant. Pluto does not fit this criterion. Under this new definition, Pluto and other Kuiper Belt objects are now classified as dwarf planets. There are still many objects with similar size and mass to Pluto jostling around in its orbit. Until Pluto gains enough mass to own its own orbit, it will remain a dwarf planet. Though Pluto has lost its planetary status, it continues to be of great interest to space enthusiasts, and many people continue to mourn its loss as the 9th planet. From now on, my very educated mother just served us nothing.